Welcome back to Mac Talks Football, and Atletico Madrid have been held to a 1-all draw by Villarreal, and it is going to have a big repercussions on the title challenge. So let's go ahead and talk about this game. I mean, I really did not believe Atletico Madrid were not going to win this. I really thought they were going to win this game. I said in my prediction video that it was going to be quite a close game of football, but I just thought that Atletico, with the way that they played in the Champions League and the confidence that they would have had, after winning that game despite being down to 10 minutes, I thought they would bring in this game, and they would get the result no matter what. I just had that expectation from Atletico Madrid, but unfortunately for them, they were not really able to deliver on that. In my opinion, I think they were the better side in this game. They played a really good football in the first half. I think, unfortunately for in my opinion, like, they had majority of the possession of the ball as well. They created more chances as well. But in that first half, they were not really what's the word I want to use here? They were not really accurate, or they were not really, the chances that they created were not really up to it, if I'm being very honest with you. Like, it felt like half-hearted attempts from Atleti's side. Villarreal, on the other hand, they barely did anything in that entirety of that game. I mean, they had one shot on goal, and that was their penalty in which from which they scored. It was a very stupid penalty to concede from Atleti's side. The way, like, it could easily have been avoided, but they give away the penalty, and Moreno steps up and he scores that goal, and it becomes 1-0. And up until that point, like, you couldn't say that one team was playing a much better football as the other, but because it felt like quite a cagey affair. It felt like both these teams were like just trying to cancel each other out in that first half, and Villarreal got the lucky breakthrough, and they scored from that penalty. And the game continued like that in that first half. Like, nothing really spectacular happened in that first half. If I'm being very honest with you, Villarreal came close yet again, and it was again Moreno. Just like for 3-4 minutes before the first half, he had that a close range header. It could have easily gone in the back of the net, but luckily for Atletico, the ball goes wide. And even during the penalty time as well, I think Oblak almost saves that penalty, but he's not able to do it. And we go into the into the second half with Villarreal leading 1-0. But the second half, I think Atletico Madrid came back into that game. It was a completely different Atleti in that second half. It was the Atleti that played basically last weekend, like that. It was the same team that has been playing for the last number of months. They were really on it. They were a lot quicker in that second half, much more cohesive as a unit. The passes were more sharp. The accuracy, the chemistry between the players was a lot more better as in the second half as compared to the first half. And they started creating chance after chance in that second half, and you just knew that it was a matter of time, and it was a matter of if when, not if, that Atleti are going to score. And they ended up scoring the goal, and it becomes 1-all. And then when they scored that goal, I really thought they are going to go ahead and get the equalizer, get the winner, and get all 3 points. But credit to Villarreal and their goalkeeper. They made sure that they don't concede any more other goals. Even though the first goal, I think the goalkeeper really did not have a good game. He spelled like 2-3 times before he conceded the ball, and conceded the goal, and eventually he is gives away the goal. It was quite a bad goal to concede as well, to be very honest with you. And Atleti give away Villarreal give away the goal, and Atleti get it, and it becomes 1-all. And it was still like almost half an hour to play, and Atleti had a lot of chances. They created good chances, but they were just not able to finish it off. It almost like their game from last week against Leganes, where they created so many chances, and in the end they were just not able to finish them off. And they suffered a draw there, and they've suffered a draw here in this game. Now as we come close to the second half of the season, now every single point drop is going to matter, especially when you have such a close title race going on. They were 2 points behind Real Madrid when the weekend started, and now they are 4 points. They are at the moment, they are just 1 point behind Real Madrid. Real Madrid are going to play later on, so if Real Madrid win that game, they are going to be 4 points ahead of Atleti. So, and it was, to be very honest with you, it was a really poor points to drop. If I'm being very honest, they were the much better side in the entirety of that game, but they were just not able to finish it off, and they were quite they were not clinical enough. And this has been a problem for the last 2 weeks, which is quite surprising, because their performances have really stepped up for the last 2 months or so, and they've been really good in front of the goal as well. We saw that in the Champions League as well midweek, that they can really finish when they want to, and that's why it's quite surprising. I think the fans are going to be really disappointed, and the manager is going to be really disappointed as well. They have really given a Real a chance to make up the gap, especially with that Madrid derby coming up. It would have been really nice if both these teams were really close. Because if Madrid win that derby, that gap between them and the rest of the teams is going to be even more than it is right now. So I think the last two games have been a really poor display from Atletico Madrid, if I'm being quite honest with you. Villarreal, on the other hand, I think they would be really disappointed. They were not really good in this game, if I'm being very honest with you. They created chances, but I think I can count on my like two half-hearted attempts. They never really came close that much to score a goal, and they got lucky with that penalty, and they take that penalty and they converted all well and good. But then I think the goalkeeper really had a horrendous game. He made a couple of good saves, but overall I think he was not up to it, and he could the way that they consider, he basically spills the ball. He's not really able to grab it. People are going to say it hit it hit his knee, and that is why the ball spilled over. I really don't really like. You should be able to handle all of that stuff if you are really a professional goalkeeper of a La Liga side. Sorry, my camera died. But as I was saying, like when you are playing at such a top level for such a top club, mistakes like that are not really acceptable. And it's not that it just happened once. If you look at closely to in the first half, it happened 2-3 times, and in the second half, before he conceded the goal, like 5 minutes ago, it happened. He was not really able to hold on to the ball. I don't know what was happening with him, and I think that was the reason that Villarreal were not able to get the 3 points which they really need, because their form has not been really good. And when you get a chance to when you've taken a lead against a big team like Atletico Madrid at their stadium, you make sure you hold on to it. So especially if you're fighting it out to get into those Champions League places, where if you want to play into those Champions League places, you really need to get all the important points. You cannot really afford to drop points, and now they have dropped another 2 points. It was a weird game. It was a draw that one draw that none of the teams would have wanted. Like both teams would have wanted to win the game, and in the end, both teams have drawn the game. Both teams have lost. I don't think any of the team is going to be happy with the result. Both teams are going to be disappointed for different reasons. Villarreal had the lead for almost like 60 minutes, and they just had about half an hour to hold on to it, but they gave it away. And Atletico Madrid, on the other hand, they are going to be disappointed that they created so many chances and they were again wasteful in front of the goal. They were just not able to convert it. So both the managers and the players and the fans are going to be disappointed after this result. And both teams are have given a chance to their rivals for Atletico Madrid. If you're a Real Madrid fan, Real Madrid, they can increase their lead, and if you're a Barcelona, you can get close to Atletico Madrid. And for Villarreal themselves, there are so many teams below them who are trying to get to close to them, and because the race for those European places is really hard. So as I said, none of the teams are going to be really good. I don't think the game was that good as well. It was in a way quite a dull affair. I did not expect this game, because both these teams have started play like good attacking football. Even though Simeone is not really known for it, but this season, for the last 2-3 months, they have been playing really good football. But today it was quite a boring game, to be honest with you. So yeah, that's it for me in this video. Let me know what you guys thought of the game, what you guys thought of Atleti's performance, Villarreal's performance. Where do you think both of these teams are going to finish? Do you think we are going to have a title challenge for Atletico Madrid, or do you think Real are going to now run away with it? Let me know in the comment section below. Like the video, share it as well. Click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to 500 subscribers before the end of February. So please go ahead and subscribe and help the channel out. Until next time, bye bye.